Hey, thanks for checking this out. I got a new computer doing some testing with some audio and thought, hey, let's have a look at the Sloppy 5 for March of 2021. Let's take a look at the month that was and some bad jokes to go with it. First things first, a few notable birthdays from the month. Justin Bieber turned 27. Yes, he is this old now, meaning your age must be, wow, yeah, you're old. Martin Short, now 71, making the transition from short to long in the tooth. Dean Stockwell, best known to many as Al from Quantum Leap, now 85, which is also a random show idea I have. Take Quantum Leap, only Sam has to ruin a life before he jumps. This is how my brain works, and this is a show I'd like to see. And Eddie Grant, 73. He still heads down to Electric Avenue. These days, though, it's for the Blue Hair specials. Also, a sad note this month, Walter Gretzky died at age 82, suffering Parkinson's disease and other health issues. Got me thinking, though, and I have no doubt, just like my Mike Myers theory, I have one of those as well. Every Canadian, 4 degrees from Walter Gretzky. Start doing the math on that. Hasbro has announced they're going to make Mr. Potato Head gender neutral, and they're dropping the Mr. from the name. Moving forward, you'll have to check under the peel to find out, I suppose. It was announced by the publisher a handful of Dr. Seuss books will no longer be printed, citing racial undertones. After this, the pylon has included demands that Dr. Seuss books be removed from libraries. The Karen in the Hat strikes again. In space news in March, the word is construction on the world's first space hotel came down, saying it's going to start in 2025. When finished, it will have restaurants, cinemas, rooms for up to 400 guests. A couple thoughts I have on this. If you go to space and then you go and watch a movie, you're an idiot. Also, if I go, I am registering as Mr. George Jetson. That is just a fact. Elsewhere, another SpaceX rocket took off, flew around the skies for Texas for a while, then made a perfect landing, and then, if you remember the news story, 3 minutes later, exploded. My solution, Elon Musk, this is just all a marketing issue. He has to rebrand them as Inspector Gadget message rockets. Annual reminder time, it was March 1966 when John Lennon suggested that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus, this creating mass protests and destruction of Beatles records, etc. It's funny how everyone remembers this, yet forgets when Jesus made the same mistake in 1983, suggesting he was more popular than that last episode of MASH. And finally, they're not wanted, but got to put them somewhere. A couple bad COVID jokes, your March highlights. If you're going to China anytime soon, they finally made the anal swab COVID test mandatory for all foreigners. So you can pick your favorite one from this one. My lines include, I used to pay extra for something like that. What's worse, getting the anal swab or having to give the anal swab? Who wants that job? I'm surrounded by nothing but buttholes at work. That is actually accurate if you do have that job. And, we think taking our shoes off at the airport is a pain. At least we don't have to do that. That's it for me, a little test run of the new computer and some audio stuff. And that is the March look at the Sloppy 5. Check me out anytime on Twitter at Genuine Gilmore.